We're here with Matt LeBarge from the Mountain Goat in Manchester Center, Vermont. What's up, dude?
Hey, how's it going?
It's going great, man. Thanks for setting me up with a place last night and being my host here and participating in the project.
Anytime. Yeah, we're happy to.
So we're going to get right to it. You know how we're doing it. You know what we're going to ask, so let's go.
All right, cool.
How old are you?
I am 31.
Okay. And do you have a political orientation?
I used to call myself probably liberal, but I've kind of changed that to more progressive, I think, than anything. So
okay,
that would be fair enough to say that.
And how about religion or religious orientation?
Not really, no.
Okay. No. And your job title or titles?
Retail manager and buyer.
Okay. And you've got a role with Local First Vermont as well, right?
I do. Yeah.
And what's that?
Basically, right now, I am essentially an advocate for Local First Vermont. We are kind of a strictly volunteer, obviously, organization. So, and I've been the person to really kind of bring 10% shift into our organization. So, I guess, aside from any official title, I'm really just an advocate and an organizer around here. So, yeah.
Great. And can you talk about your role in the community and how you see that?
Yeah, right now, it's been a learning process for me. I've been in the Manchester community for a little less than 3 years now, so I've been trying to meet with as many local business owners and as many community members as I can, just first of all to try to get a good idea of what this community is all about, pinpointing our people within the community that are really locally minded, and then beyond that, I'm a very organizational person. So I think in terms of setting up a plan, setting goals for Local First and for 10% shift and striving for those. For example, setting up a local committee here within the Manchester area for basically as advocates for 10% shift within Local First. And we're just starting to do that, organizing different events that we're going to have coming up here in the summer and the fall, where we make Local First and 10% shift more of a presence, and I can get into those if you want a little bit more later on. But right now, it's kind of been two things for me in terms of the community. It's been learning about this community and its dynamics as a whole, and then it's been just basically about delivering the message and organizing around that message.
Okay. What made you want to spend your time? And I know that there's got to be time you're spending outside of your normal work day doing a lot of this stuff.
Yeah, there definitely is.
What made you decide you wanted to spend some of your time getting involved?
It was a couple of things. I think that, and I'm sure you've been hearing this across the board, I think that the time has never been more right for something like this. I think we're in a situation now where you have more locally minded citizens out there than almost ever before. All of that aside, and the economic troubles aside, I actually come from a situation where I worked for a semi-national chain for a long time, and coming from that background, coming into the background of working for a very localized, very community-involved little store here, I see the extreme value in local business. Not only, of course, what it does for the community and putting more, not even in terms of money, but just more in general back into the community, but also the value of having a job in a place like this where I can take my talents and just expand them, at my own will. We have to be careful with what we do here, but I love a local business because there's never the person coming down from above saying, this is your role, stick to your role. It's, let's be creative and let's be socially and locally conscious here, but we can take this where we want to take it, which to me is really exciting. So it was really those two things, I think, that really got me into this.
Next one people have been having a good time with around the country.
Yeah.
The local independent community in Vermont or Manchester, you can answer either or.
Okay.
Or an animal. What animal would it be and why?
Oh boy. Ooh, good question. I would say right now, I think the first thing that comes to mind is probably a chameleon. Simply, obviously because I think that our Local First message, and I think the 10% shift message within Vermont is going to take a lot of forms. And I think in order to really reach as many people as we can with this, it can't be just all internet-based, and it can't be just based in one media or another. And our message can't be just directed to one specific group. I think to start, we need initially to identify, our core folks and work with them. But I think as this grows, we all need to be chameleons as well. Is it a chameleon right now? No, it's not. I mean, I don't really know the best way of describing it right now, as we are so young here. But I think that's what we'll strive for in the future. Is a movement that can really blend into every specific community. We have Manchester here that is a very tourism-driven resort community. We have a community like Brattleboro that's about an hour and a half southeast of here that is a little less tourist-driven, and it's kind of more of the classic New England river town. They have a great local community there as well. And then we have, a community like Bennington to the south of here that's a little bit more economically depressed, but that has a lot going for it too, and has a great chamber of commerce down there that really does some great community events. Within each of those communities and all of the rest that we have here in Vermont, I think that the flavor of our message needs to be slightly different for each community, and we need to become really good at tailoring that message to those communities. So I would say probably a chameleon.
Okay. Good question, man.
Yeah, definitely. Great question.